Good evening, our beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You're watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. A launch of the activities of Djiboutian Parliamentary Alliance for Food Security and Nutrition. And on the international scenes, World Health Organization African anticipate possible needs. Those were the top stories. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdille, participated in a working session on the strengthening effort to provide medical care for the community, which was organized at the headquarters of the National Union of Djibouti Women on the sidelines of the National Symposiums on Health. These symposiums were held in the presence of the Vice President of the National Union of Djibouti Women, Ms. Hassan Ahmed Belil, and all the head of neighborhood council located in the three municipalities of the capital. During this session, the discussion were focused on the strengthening community health activities as well as on the means to be implemented and activating the community's effective participation in awareness activities. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdille, congratulated the institution that participates strongly alongside with the Ministry of Health in the promoting community health, led by the First Lady, President of the National Union of Women of Djibouti. Finally, the minister agreed on the need to strengthen medical prevention and health promotion activities in the country. Now to Randa sub-district of Tajura region, where the Speaker of the Parliament, Mr. Mohammed Ali Ahmed, shared the work of a workshop to launch the activities of Djibouti parliamentaries for food securities to combat malnutrition. This workshop was organized in Randa village with the aim of bringing decision makers closer to the citizens and enabling them to understand the rules of local representative and elected officials in the issues of food security. In addition to members of parliament, the ceremony was attended by the prefect of Tajura, the president of the regional council of Tajura, the resident representative of the United Nations organization, the representative of the FAO, deputy director of the agriculture department of the ministry in charge of agriculture, and the representative of the Ministry of Health, representative of UNICEF, and representative of the World Food Program. This workshop was held with the support of the National Parliament of the FAO through the Technical Cooperation Program for Food Security at the national level. The participants presented the main line of activities related to maintain food security and define food security. This workshop concluded with a lunch in honor of the participants. In a speech by the representative of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in Djibouti, he explained the organization is committed to double its effort for the sake of food security in all parts of the world. He said the organization will spare no effort to combat malnutrition and maintain food security with the relevant national institution, and the organization has extensive experience in this file, he concluded. In his intervention, the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Mohammed Ali Ahmed, expressed his pleasure to participate in this important event to think together about ways to enhance the institutional and legislative framework in national food security. He said that this workshop it is a founding Act concluded with the parliamentary work of Republic of Djibouti and choosing to move parliamentary work outside the capital is not an easy matter, he said, and the President of the National Assembly also explained that the National Assembly, with the technical and financial support from the Food and Agriculture Organization, established a Djiboutian Parliamentary Alliance for Food Security in order to support and build political commitment to develop and implement legislative measures in order to combat hungers and malnutritions. And he also present the outlines of the program to maintain food security and combat malnutrition in the community, he concluded. On the sidelines of the 15th session of the Convention on the Rights of a Person with Disability at the United Nations headquarters in New York, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Ms. Ulufa Ismail Abdou, participated in the meeting of the Council of Arab Ministers of Social Affairs. These important events organized by the Department of Development and Social Policies came as a continuation of a work of the 41st sessions of the Council of Ministers on the League of Arab States, which was held on December 20, 2020 in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Republic of Djibouti was represented in this meeting by the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Ms. Ulufa Ismail Abdou, accompanied by the Secretary General of the Ministry, Ms. Amina Ahmed Warsama, the Director of Social Affairs and Integration, and also the representative of the National Agency for Persons with Disabilities, Ms. Shukri Hashi. The Secretary of State in charge of sport, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, received in his office the General Manager of Sheraton Hotel, Ms. Mustafa Fadil, the Secretary of State in charge of the sport. Welcome the delegation and the General Manager of Sheraton Hotel at the outset of meeting, and then and they gave a brief overview of the tasks and objective of his ministerial department and the roles that sport infrastructure plays in promoting and developing national sport. During the meeting, several topics were discussed, including maintaining the development of the golf courses, organizing the first edition of Djibouti cycling competition, which will be presented by the Sheraton Hotel, which will also start in Djibouti soon. The promotion of cycling in Djibouti and the strengthening of Djiboutian Cycling Federation, which affected its growth and consequence the national sport. A high-ranking delegation from the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, led by Director of Department of Computer and Information Technologies and Communication, Mr. Abdurrahman Ahmed, visited the Senegalese capital, Dakar, to participate in the African meeting on educational resources, which were organized from the 14 to 16 of this month. This high-ranking delegation consists of Ministry's General Inspector, Director of Planning and also the Training of Educational Innovation, the head of the Educational Resources Department, and the head of Digital Resources at the Research Center. The African meeting for educational resources, it's a major event aimed at the promoting of production and also access to quality education resources. These meetings are part part of the regional dynamic led by the Educational Resources Project that started in the year 2000, and it is a piloted phase funded by the French Development Agency and implemented by UNESCO, the Institute, French Institute, and the Educational Resources Program. Until the year 2000, the overall objective of the African meeting is to promote cooperation and sensitize the relation to educational resources based on the result of investigation and consultation conducted by the UNESCO and the Institute of the French Institute. Implementation in the file of implementation of a first phase of the education and the project by engaging their resources. And now moving on to the international, since the acting director of the African Center for Disease Control and Preventions said on Thursday that Africa has recorded 1,597 suspected monkeypox cases since the beginning of the year, of whom 66 have died. He added that the disease has not yet been contained on the continent, adding when a vaccination campaign to contain monkeypox begin in the world, it should start in Africa. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.